She told her friends, "He's not spontaneous enough for me." While I was standing right there, I said nothing, just spontaneously packed my stuff and left while she was at brunch. The voicemails started an hour later. I, 31 male, am currently sitting in a sterile, beige-colored room at an extended-stay hotel, drinking a lukewarm coffee from a paper cup, and I've never felt more spontaneous. My girlfriend, Bianca, 29, and I lived together for about 18 months. The apartment is hers. I moved in, and it just made sense. I pay my half of the rent directly to her. I cover the internet and electric. She handles the water and gas. It was a system. I'm an engineer. I like systems. I like plans. I like knowing that on the 1st of the month, the rent is paid, and on the 10th, the savings transfer goes through. Bianca is not a systems person. She's a free spirit, which I've learned is just a pretty word for financially chaotic and expect someone else to build the safety net. I thought this was a dynamic we were managing. I'm the planner. She's the fun. I make the budgets so we can go on vacation. She picks the restaurant. I set up the 401k. She buys scented candles that cost $90. It was fine until Friday night. We were hosting. Just a small thing. Her two best friends, Cece and Rhiannon, came over for wine before they all went out. I was staying in. I had a big project deadline. I was, in her words, being boring Alex. I was in the kitchen, which is a small galley style, and I ducked into the pantry alcove to find the good cocktail napkins, the ones that don't feel like sandpaper. The three of them were in the living room, maybe 10 feet away. They were already a bottle of rose deep. Cece, "So, is Alex ever going to come out with us? I feel like I haven't seen him in a month." Bianca, a loud, theatrical sigh, "God, I doubt it. You know Alex. He's probably organizing his sock drawer. I tried to get him to come to that new speakeasy, and he said, but it's not in the budget this week." "Who says that?" "Rhiannon. He's just so safe. Doesn't he ever just want to live? He's sweet, but he's like a walking spreadsheet." And then Bianca. "Oh, Bianca." She dropped the line that's now echoing in my head. "Bianca, I know. He's not spontaneous enough for me. It's boring. I'm bored. I want a guy who'll just wake up and say, 'Let's fly to some beach town today.' Alex would ask for a 3-week lead time to check for deals. I'm just ugh. I need excitement." Cece. "Well, he pays his half of the rent on time." Bianca. "Yeah, like a roommate. Anyway, let's go. I can't think about his sensible shoes anymore." I stood in the pantry, holding a pack of napkins. My stomach just evaporated. It wasn't anger. It was clarity. A cold, sharp, sudden clarity. All the planning I do, the budgets, the safety, that safety is what paid for the emergency dental surgery she needed last year. That safety is the high-yield savings account I set up for her that she raids for spontaneous shoe sales. That safety is me patiently sitting with her, helping her figure out her taxes because she forgot to pay them for a year. I'm her planner, her financial advisor, her life admin. And in return, I'm boring. I waited until I heard the front door close. I walked out of the pantry. I put the napkins on the counter. I looked around her apartment, which was suddenly feeling a lot less like our home. I looked at my one big, selfish purchase, a Jura Z10 espresso machine. It cost me just over $3,000. It's my baby. It makes a perfect flat white. Bianca hates it. "It's so loud," she complains. "It takes so long. Why can't you just use an espresso like a normal person?" I went to bed. I didn't say a word. Saturday, I was quiet. "You're sulking," she said, scrolling through her phone. "No, just tired," I replied. "Big project." She has a standing Sunday brunch. 11 a.m. without fail, with Cece and Rhiannon. The I Hate My Boring Boyfriend club, apparently. This morning, Sunday, 11:05 a.m., she kissed my cheek. "Going to brunch, babe. Don't just sit in here and spreadsheet all day. Live a little." "I will," I said. The second I heard her Uber pull away, I got to work. I'm not a spontaneous man. I'm a methodical man. I had 3 large duffel bags in the trunk of my car that I put there last night. 11:15 a.m., I packed my clothes. All of them. Work clothes, casual clothes, my sensible shoes. 11:30 a.m., I packed my bathroom. My electric toothbrush, my skincare, Yes, men have skincare, my backup razor heads. 11:45 a.m. I pack my office. My laptop, my hard drives, my monitor, my personal files, my diplomas. 12 p.m. I went to the kitchen. I unplugged the Jura. I carefully drained the water tank. I wrapped it in a towel and packed it, along with its box, which I kept, obviously, into the back seat of my car like it was a newborn baby. 12:15 p.m. I grabbed the painting my sister made for me that was hanging in the hall. 12:20 p.m. I did a final sweep. I left everything that was hers. I left the sofa we technically split, but I didn't feel like spontaneously renting a U-Haul. She can have it. I left the TV. I left her $90 candles. I left the pile of unpaid bills on her desk that I was supposed to organize for her tonight. 12:30 p.m. I walked out. I didn't leave a note. Notes are for planners. I drove to an extended stay hotel, one I knew was clean and had decent internet. I paid for 2 weeks up front. Spontaneous. I sat on my laptop. I sat on the lumpy bed. I felt light and a little sick, but mostly light. My phone, which had been silent, buzzed at 2:18 p.m. A voicemail. It buzzed again at 2:19 p.m. Voicemail. Then the text started. A machine gun burst of green bubbles. Where are you? Alex? This isn't funny. Where's all your stuff? Why did you take the coffee machine? The voicemails started an hour ago. I'm about to listen to the first one. She sounds confused. This is just the beginning. Update 1. 2 days later. The voicemails were a journey. It was like listening to the 5 stages of grief, if the grief was about losing a freeloading life manager. Voicemail 1. 2:18 p.m. Alex? Where are you? My key works, but all your stuff is gone? Did you get robbed? Oh my God. But why would they just take your clothes and the coffee machine? That's so weird. Call me, this is serious. Voicemail 2, 2:25 p.m. Okay, I see your closet is literally empty. This isn't funny. Where are you? Did you just leave? After I went to brunch? What the hell, Alex? You spontaneously decided to pack your bags? That's not you. Voicemail 3, 2:40 p.m. This is insane. You're a child. A passive-aggressive child. You overheard us on Friday, didn't you? You've been sulking all weekend, and this is how you get back at me? By stealing the espresso machine? Note, still my machine. But whatever. Voicemail 4, 3:15 p.m. You can't just leave. What about the bills? What about our trip to the coast? You're just abandoning me? After everything I've done for you? You are a coward. Call me. I let her spiral for about 8 hours. I needed the quiet. I needed to let the cold, hard clarity settle in. I turned my phone on Do Not Disturb and watched a documentary about industrial design. It was, in a word, safe. It was glorious. Around 10 p.m., my phone rang. This time, I picked up. Hello. Finally. What the hell is wrong with you? Bianca. And she was not confused anymore. She was pure, distilled rage. What do you mean? I asked, keeping my voice level. You know what I mean? You just left. You packed your bags and my coffee machine, and you left. First, I said, it's my coffee machine. I have the $3,200 receipt. Second, yes, I left. I was feeling spontaneous. You said I was boring. You said I was safe. I figured I'd try living. This is me, living Bianca. Silence. Just for a second. Then the pivot. The beautiful, predictable, entitled pivot. You can't, she sputtered. You can't just go. My car. It's making that grinding noise again. The check engine light is on. You're supposed to, you handle that. Oh yes. Her car. A 2017 VW Jetta that she treats like a rental. The grinding noise was the brakes, which I told her 2 weeks ago needed to be replaced. Sounds rough, I said, sipping my hotel tap water. I'd suggest taking it to a mechanic. That's what I'd do. With what money, Alex? You know I'm tight this month. You were supposed to. You were. The rent is due on the 1st. You're just not going to pay your half. No, I'm not, I said. I'm not living there anymore, so I won't be paying rent. And it's your apartment, Bianca. The lease is in your name. You're not losing a roommate. You're just paying your own rent for the first time. Wild, I know. She actually made a choking sound. And the trip? The coast trip? We booked the hotel. It's non-refundable. Yeah, that's $400 I'm willing to lose. Consider it a spontaneity tax. I'm not going. This is... I can't believe you. You're financially abusing me. No, I said, and this is when I got a little angry. I'm not. I'm just not financially supporting you anymore. You don't get to have my boring paycheck and my safe planning and then mock me to your friends for providing it. That's not a partnership. That's a service. And my service is discontinued. I hate you, she shrieked and hung up. I felt good, vindicated. Then, an hour later, my phone rang again. Unknown number. I stared at it. It rang again. I answered. Alex? Honey? It's Judith. My mom. Oh, crap. Hey, Mom. It's late. Everything okay? I'm fine, Alex. I just had the strangest call. From Bianca. She was just sobbing. Hysterical. She said you abandoned her? That you stole her espresso machine? I had to laugh. Mom, it's my espresso machine. The $3,000 Jura. The one I bought with my bonus. Oh, the loud one. Right. My mom had also been subjected to Bianca's complaints. Well, she said you left her in a terrible situation. Something about her car? And the rent? Alex, what's going on? I took a deep breath. Mom, on Friday, I was in the pantry, and I heard her tell Cece and Rhiannon that I was boring, safe, and not spontaneous enough for her. She said she was bored with me. A long pause on the other end of the line. Judith, and? Where did you go? What? Where did you go? Did you get a hotel? You're not sleeping in your car, are you? I'm in an extended stay, I said, surprised. Good. Don't be an idiot. Well, it's about time. I never liked her. She still has my good glass Pyrex dish from Thanksgiving. The big one. You know, you were a planner, Alex. You should have planned this sooner. I was speechless. So you're not mad? Mad? Why would I be mad? You're a grown man. She was rude. You left. Sounds spontaneous to me. Good for you. Now, don't let her wheedle her way back in. She's going to try. She's not spontaneous. Alex, she's a leech. There's a difference. Call me tomorrow. She hung up. I sat there, stunned. This morning, Monday, I went to work. I felt normal. Better than normal. But the entitlement wasn't done. Oh no. Bianca can't make me come back. She can't force me to pay her rent. So she has to try to leverage me. She can't get to her free spirit freelance yoga classes without her car. She can't afford to fix her car without my money. She sees a problem, and I am the solution. I just got a call from the front desk about 20 minutes ago. Mr. Last name. The poor guy on the desk sounds terrified. I have a Ms. Bianca down here in the lobby. She's crying. And she says you stole her car keys? And her car. I blinked. My car is in the parking lot. Her car is at her apartment, with her keys, which I specifically left in the ceramic bowl by the door. Sir, she's getting kind of loud. I'll be right down, I said. This is a new level of spontaneous. Spontaneously lying, apparently. Here we go. Update 2, 1 week later. Okay, so it's been a week since the spontaneous evacuation, as I'm now calling it. I'm no longer in the beige hotel. I'm in a new apartment, a 1-bedroom, all mine, with great lighting and a very secure entry. But let's get to the good part. The hotel lobby. I took the elevator down. The lobby was tense. The poor desk clerk looked like a hostage. And there, by the sad continental breakfast bar, was Bianca. She was in full victim mode, tears streaming. Her free spirit yoga pants were stained. And, plot twist, Cece was with her, looking mortified. Alex, Bianca shrieked when she saw me. She ran over. You stole my car and my keys. I called the police. No, you didn't, I said, my voice dead calm. The desk clerk's eyes went wide. I did. If you called the police, they would be here, I said. You're lying. Again. Bianca, I left your keys in a ceramic bowl by the door. The one you bought in that street market. The one you love so much. Bianca's face twitched. She knew I knew. Cece spoke up, her voice small. You told me you lost them. He moved them. He hid them. Bianca scrambled. No, I didn't, I said. But this isn't about your keys, is it? It's about your brakes. And your rent. You have to come back, she said, grabbing my arm. I pulled it away. I can't do this. My car it's broken. My landlord just sent me a 3-day notice because the rent isn't paid. You sabotaged me. This was new. A 3-day notice? She must not have paid at all. Not even her half. She was just waiting for me to come back and pay the whole thing. The sheer, blinding entitlement. Bianca, I said, that's a you problem. You're an adult. Handle it. But you're the planner, she wailed. This was the part that broke me. You're supposed to handle this. This is your job. I just stared at her. My job, I repeated. My job? To be your unpaid, king appreciated life manager? Your dad? While you go to brunch and tell your friends I'm boring for doing it. I didn't mean it like that, she sobbed. It was just girl talk. You weren't supposed to act on it. You were supposed to try harder, be more spontaneous. Take me to, I don't know, Paris. You weren't supposed to leave. I actually laughed. A short, sharp, bitter sound. You didn't want me to be spontaneous, Bianca. You wanted my wallet to be. You wanted me to be exactly the same safe, boring guy who pays for everything, but to also buy you surprise trips to Paris. You wanted a planner and a sugar daddy, and you got neither. Cece's jaw was on the floor. The hotel manager came over. Sir, is there a problem? He's my boyfriend. Bianca screamed at him. He has to pay for my car. And my rent. He owes me. Ma'am, you need to lower your voice. No, he's a thief. He stole my comfort. Bianca, I said, you need to leave. We are done. Fine, she shrieked, her face turning a blotchy red. Fine, you're nothing. You're a boring, safe little man. I'm going to SUE you. For the trip. And for emotional distress. Okay, I said. You do that. You'll need a planner to get the paperwork together. Good luck finding one. I turned to the manager. She's not with me. Please have her removed. I walked back to the elevator. The last thing I heard was her screaming. I'll ruin you, Alex. You spreadsheet. It was the weirdest threat I've ever received. I moved into my new place 2 days later. Blocked her number. Blocked Cece. Blocked Rhiannon. I assumed, stupidly, that this would be the end. But entitlement, my friends, is a renewable resource. Yesterday, I got a call from my storage unit. I'd rented a small 5x10 unit to hold the stuff that wouldn't fit in the hotel. My extra books, my winter clothes, my Jura. I wasn't plugging that thing in until I was in a real apartment. It was the manager, a woman named Tammy. Mr. Last name? She said, her voice heavy. Yes. We had an incident here. A woman came by, a Ms. Bianca, trying to get into your unit. My blood ran cold. What? How? I have the only key. Oh no. She didn't have a key. She told the front desk that you were dead. I'm sorry, what? Yeah. She said you'd passed suddenly. In a spontaneous hiking accident. The irony. She was crying, hysterically. Said she was your grieving fiancé and needed to get her belongings, her grandmother's espresso machine, the artifact. She even had an obituary, sir. It looked like a screenshot she'd printed from, I don't know, a Word document. It had your picture. I was speechless. She faked my death to steal my coffee machine. So what happened? I finally managed. Well, she was very convincing, Tammy said. But it's policy. We need a death certificate, not a printout. And when we told her that, she kind of snapped, started demanding we open it, screaming about her inheritance. It was a lot. We had to call the police. My stomach dropped. The police? What happened? Oh, they came. She tried to tell them you were dead. They ran your name. Saw you were, not dead. She got arrested, sir. For, I think they said attempted fraud and disturbing the peace. She's been banned from the property. I just thought you should know. And maybe change your gate code. I hung up the phone. I just sat there. She faked my death. All for that. Because she couldn't stand that I had something of value that she couldn't control. Because she lost. The fallout was quiet. I got one last text from an unknown number. It was Cece. Cece. Hey, Alex. Look, I'm sorry. We're sorry. about the hotel, and everything. Bianca is a mess. Her landlord evicted her. She's staying on my couch, and it's a lot. We had to get her from the police station. She's not who we thought. I guess I just wanted to say, you were right. I stared at the text. I thought about the lies, the screaming, the faked obituary, the sheer, bottomless pit of her entitlement. I typed back one thing. Me, I know. Good luck. It's not my problem anymore. I blocked the number. I'm in my new apartment. It's quiet. My sister is coming over later with the Pyrex dish my mom insisted I retrieve. This morning, I unpacked my Jersey tin. I plugged it in. I filled the tank with filtered water, loaded it with good beans. I pressed the button. It whirred, it hissed, it ground. It was loud. It took 3 whole minutes. And it made the most perfect, precise, boring cup of coffee I've ever had. I'm sad, yeah. You don't just erase 18 months. But mostly, I'm just relieved. She wanted spontaneous. She got it. And now, she gets to spontaneously figure out her own life. I'm good with being safe. Safe means I'm secure. Safe means I'm not a spreadsheet for someone else's chaos. It just means I'm free.